India's rivers are more than water. They're lifelines, goddesses, and the heart of our civilization. But some rivers have vanished, leaving only dry beds and legends behind. These are India's lost rivers. Their stories linger in ancient hymns and the silent ruins of forgotten cities. Imagine a mighty river once flowing through Rajasthan's deserts, supporting cities and fields where now there is only sand. For centuries, historians dismissed these tales as myth, but the clues persisted. The Rigveda speaks of a revered river goddess, Saraswati, and Harappan cities cluster along a dry channel. The search for these rivers is a detective story, piecing together legend, ruins, and science. Understanding these lost rivers isn't just academic. It reveals the fragility of our environment and the power of nature. Civilizations, no matter how advanced, depend on the Earth's systems. The story of India's lost rivers is a cautionary tale of life, death, and resilience. It's about how landscapes change, cities vanish, and memories endure for millennia. These phantom rivers challenge us to rethink our history. They remind us that the past is never truly lost. It waits to be rediscovered. The journey to find them is a journey into the heart of Indian identity. The Vedas describe a land of 7 rivers, with Saraswati praised above all. The Rigveda calls her best of mothers, best of rivers, best of goddesses, a mighty river flowing from the mountains to the sea. Yet, no such river exists today. Scholars once thought Saraswati was a myth or another name for the Indus, but the texts are specific. She flowed between the Yamuna and Sutlej. This points to the Gaga Hakra, now a seasonal stream fading into the Thar desert. Could this be the ghost of Saraswati? The memory of Saraswati persists in the Mahabharata and Puranas, where she disappears into the desert and flows invisibly. This gave rise to the idea of the Triveni Sangam, 2 visible rivers, 1 invisible. Ancient hymns became a map for modern researchers. The challenge: find physical evidence to match the poetic claims. The sacred ghost of Saraswati, hidden in scripture, was about to be tested by science. The search for Saraswati is not just about a river, it's about connecting memory, myth, and reality. It's a quest to prove that the stories of our ancestors were rooted in a real lost world. The investigation was just beginning. The breakthrough came from space. Satellite images revealed pale lines across northwestern India and Pakistan, ancient riverbeds matching the Rigveda's Saraswati. These paleochannels, some over 8 kilometers wide, proved a massive river once flowed here. Ground investigations confirmed it. Core samples showed Himalayan silt, freshwater shells, and evidence of a powerful river. Dating techniques placed this river's prime during the Harappan civilization, 3,300–1900 BCE. Archaeologists found most Harappan settlements not on the Indus, but along the dry Gaga Hakra. Cities like Kalibangan and Rakhigarhi thrived on its banks. The mystery of why cities were built in a desert was solved. They weren't. They were built beside a great river. The view from space matched the view from scripture. The Saraswati was real, and its disappearance reshaped the fate of an entire civilization. Science and legend had finally converged. The Lost River's path was no longer just a story. It was written in the land itself. The search for India's lost rivers had found its first proof. The next question: how does a mighty river vanish? The answer lies in geology. Tectonic shifts in the Himalayas changed the land's slope, redirecting the Saraswati's tributaries. The Yamuna was captured by the Ganga, the Sutlej by the Indus. Deprived of its sources, the Saraswati dwindled over centuries, turning from a perennial river to a seasonal stream, then to sand. For those living on its banks, it was a slow disaster, their goddess river dying before their eyes. The death of the Saraswati was not divine punishment, but the work of restless earth. The river's end was a lesson in the power of nature to reshape civilizations. The Saraswati's decline devastated the Harappan civilization. Their cities depended on river-fed agriculture and trade. As the river dried, cities decayed, trade collapsed, and people migrated east to the Gangetic plains. The collapse was slow, driven by environmental change, not war. The heartland became desert, and the civilization faded. Yet the memory of the Saraswati lived on, carried east by migrants, preserved in the Vedas. the center of Indian civilization shifted following the water. The story of the Saraswati's disappearance is the story of one civilization's end and another's birth. It's a powerful reminder, even the most advanced societies are vulnerable to environmental change. The lost river shaped the destiny of India. Saraswati isn't India's only lost river. The Brahmaputra once flowed east of Dhaka, but an earthquake and floods in 1787 shifted its course, creating the Jamuna Channel. The old Brahmaputra is now a shadow of its former self, and the delta was reshaped overnight. In the south, ancient Tamil texts tell of Pumpuha, a great port at the Kaveri's mouth, now lost to the sea. For years this was thought to be legend, but underwater archaeology has revealed submerged ruins, evidence of a city swallowed by the ocean. These stories show that India's river map is always changing. Ancient texts and modern science together reveal a history hidden beneath the waves and sands. Lost rivers are not just myth, they're part of our living landscape. India's lost rivers are not just history, they shape our present and future. The rediscovery of Saraswati has changed debates about our origins, linking Harappan and Vedic cultures. Ancient riverbeds hold underground water, now tapped for agriculture in arid regions. The story of lost rivers is a warning. Natural systems are fragile, and civilizations can fall when rivers die. As climate change threatens today's rivers, the lessons of the past are urgent. The land itself is a manuscript, holding stories of resilience and change. The line between myth and history is blurred. Our oldest memories are written in the earth. Exploring lost rivers uncovers not just ancient history, but the forces shaping India's destiny. The whispers of phantom rivers are finally being understood. The past is never truly gone. It flows beneath our feet, waiting to be found.